West. That's the word I'm looking for. West Coast. More coffee is indicated. Show is brought to you by the creator of the universe, refugemedical.com, and the fine people at Patreon. Links for all those things are in the description. And if you're looking for Dad, he's up here. Just talk to him. From RTRussiaToday.com. FBI chief finds burn bags of Russiagate hoax evidence, according to the media. Which media? Well, this is being widely circular reported, thanks Starfish, by Fox and RT and everybody else. So it's still a single source, and that's what happens with circular reporting. Is a single source releases something, and then multiple outlets pick it up, and then they all report it as if it's, they put their little bit of spin on it, and then it looks like, look, we've got all these outlets, all these different voices saying the same thing. Must be true. It's not. Remember back to the days of COVID where you had hundreds of news anchors literally parroting the same talking points word for word. It's all circular reporting. So just because the media is saying it, or podcasters or me or anybody else, doesn't add veracity to it. It's still single source. So, FBI Director Kash Patel has uncovered multiple bags containing thousands of sensitive documents related to the Trump-Russia investigation in a hidden room at FBI headquarters in Washington. Sources familiar with the matter told New York Post and Fox News Digital on Wednesday. Among the documents reportedly found inside a sensitive compartmented information facility at the J. Edgar Hoover building was a classified 29-page annex to Special Counsel John Durham's 2023 report, which has never been publicly released. The annex allegedly contains a foreign intelligence warning suggesting that the FBI intended to promote claims of collusion between President Donald Trump's 2016 presidential campaign and the Russian government. Quote, morning Sam off-grid. Quote, mere days after this intelligence was collected, the FBI launched Crossfire Hurricane, end quote. One source said, describing the information as predicting the Bureau's actions with alarming specificity. The release, the source added, quote, will lend more credibility to the assertion that there was a coordinated plan inside the U.S. government to help the Clinton campaign stir up controversy connecting Trump to Russia. All right, so let's analyze that just real quick. So FBI Director Kash Patel has uncovered multiple bags. No, somebody reporting to somebody, reporting to somebody, reporting to somebody, reporting to somebody who reports to Kash Patel went into a SCIF, sensitive compartmented information facility, a box within a box, which is not a secret room. It's a room that deals with information that is secret, top secret, compartmentalized, etc. It's not a secret room. It's not like there's a candelabra on the wall, and if you pull, right, you pull the candle, a secret door in the wall opens up. You walk through some cobwebs and you go in there, and it's like, oh my gosh, look at all the secret information. It's not that, okay? So calling it a secret room is retarded. That's the media's fault, not necessarily the FBI's fault. Not that we're letting the FBI off the hook here. Kash Patel didn't find this. Somebody that rolls up to Kash Patel found this. Multiple bags containing thousands of sensitive documents related to the Trump-Russia investigation. Yeah. If you work in Intel, we'll just leave it that way. Yeah, everyone has a burn bag. Why do you have a burn bag? Because you have documents that you may need to be reviewing that are sensitive. And you're not just going to leave them laying out on top of your desk. You go into the SCIF, maybe you get a briefing in the SCIF. Okay, and we have our documents prepared. We all tap our papers on the table. Okay, Bill and Jim and talk. Are they supposed to? No, they're supposed to get burned, not in the burn bag, in the incinerator. But yeah, they stack up. It can be one giant filing cabinet. Not supposed to be, but can be. All right, so that this whole thing is spin, is my point. thousands of sensitive documents related to the Trump-Russia investigation in a hidden room at the FBI. Sources, plural sources, familiar with the matter, told the New York Post and Fox News Digital on Wednesday. Okay. Sources, plural. I don't know if I buy that. And so if source/sources, and by the way, what's a source? Let's go back to the Bible here. In the mouths of two or three, let a thing be established. Okay. So if I'm like, I'll tell you what, this Nescafe Taster's Choice Hazelnut Instant Coffee's the best, right? It's the best. It's my opinion that it's the best because, so that's subjective information, not objective information. And then I tell Heath and Mike, I'm like, this is the best. But they've never tried it. They're not sources. Okay? It's the same thing when you bring a complaint against somebody. In the mouths of two or three, let a thing be established. Well, if those mouths, those two or three mouths, are all parroting the same talking point, they're not multiple witnesses. They're not multiple sources. Hopefully that makes sense. If I say, hey man, this is great instant coffee, and then person B, unrelated, without being influenced by me, comes on here and goes, hey man, have you tried this instant coffee? This stuff's great. Okay, that's a second witness. That's a second source. And then somebody else comes along. It's like, you know, I've tried lots of instant coffee. And this stuff's pretty good. I don't use my affiliate link. No, there's none of that. I literally keep this in my my big black ruck, which is my traveling on the road ruck, because hotel coffee tends to be garbage. Anyway, my point is, if you don't have two or three independent experiences and data points, they're not witnesses, they're not sources. If I tell somebody and that somebody else says the exact same thing that I told them, but they didn't experience it, that's not a witness, okay? So, sources, plural, familiar with the matter, told the New York Post and Fox Digital News. Okay, so just because two different outlets are reporting it, which then cause all these other outlets to pick it up, we're still back to circular reporting. There's no multiple witnesses here, is my point. Among the documents reportedly found inside a sensitive compartmented information facility, or a SCIF, at the J. Edgar Hoover building, I thought that was supposed to be a museum. That's what Mr. Cash told us. It's going to be a museum, man. So, yeah, we're going to shut that down day one. Remember Ross Perot? Remember Ross Perot? Some of y'all remember Ross Perot. Some of y'all are like, what's a Ross Perot? What is that? Okay. Ross Perot. Yeah. West Texas oil man. When I get into Washington, D.C., there's going to be a giant sucking sound in Washington, D.C. There's going to be no more alligator shoes. Oh, they'll still be there, but they'll be in the Smithsonian. Remember that guy? Yeah. And then certain three-letter agency goons showed up at his house and may or may not have pointed weapons at his family, who then may or may not have called Mr. Perot and said, hey, you should probably step down out of the race. You're about to split the vote. And that's going to make certain other people very, very unhappy. And it would be a shame if there happened to be a break-in and a murder at your house. That'd be a real shame. And then we never heard from that guy again. How interesting. J. Edgar Hoover building, 29-page annex. Wait a minute, I thought it was thousands of pages. Now it's just a 29-page report, an annex. From who? An annex to special counsel. Ooh, you know why it's never been publicly released? Because it's inside of a allegedly contains a foreign. So it starts with this giant, here it is, boom, bombshell. And every paragraph walks the bombshell back and the bombshell back. Good morning, HBD. Until it's literally a nothing burger. The annex allegedly contains the 29-page annex, not thousands and thousands and thousands of pages. Allegedly contains a foreign intelligence warning suggesting that the FBI suggesting, look at all the qualifiers in this statement, allegedly suggesting that these are indicators, suggesting that the FBI intended to promote claims of collusion between President Donald Trump's 2016 presidential campaign and the Russian government. Now, the smooth brains will hear all of this and start going, "Eee!" just like that. They did it. Yeah, they probably did do it. But this doesn't sound like proof of the fact that they did it. Okay? Allegedly contains a foreign intelligence warning suggesting that the FBI, full-blown idiots, intended, so now we have discerned their intent of from the 29-page document. So is that objective or subjective? To promote claims of collusion between President Donald Trump's 2016 presidential campaign and the Russian government. Now, we know the Steele dossier is garbage. We know the Steele dossier is a lie. Tristan, at this point, I honestly don't care. I get that. And yet, here you are, my brother. So if we don't care, today's not the show to watch. Quote, mere days after this intelligence was collected, the FBI launched Crossfire Hurricane. All right, causation or correlation. So there's a document, a random document that happens to be found in a SCIF in the J. Edgar Hoover building that was supposed to be turned into a museum of the thousands of pages of literal just administrative detritus. They happen to find a 29-page document that allegedly suggests the intention of collusion at the same time that all these people they're talking about prosecuting Obama, Hillary, Comey. We just happen to find, here's my point. Boy, I've seen some bullshit before. I've smelled some, I've stepped in it, I've even produced some back in the day. This ain't it, folks, okay? We just happen to find the smoking gun, the 29-page, and right now we happen to find it at this very moment. We just happen to find, here's this 29-page document that supports all of the claims that we're making publicly. And why? Because, I don't know, Fed Chair Jerome Powell didn't lower interest rates. My understanding is Trump can make him go away like that and hasn't. So there's a little song and dance there. So who's got dirt on who in that one? Which then, of course, brings us to Jeffrey and Jeffrey's files. There's a lot of people saying the reason that Mr. Trump hasn't released Jeffrey's files is because he has them. He has the real ones. And he's using them to leverage everybody that's on the Jeffrey files, which is why he's now saying, release it. Listen, Pamela, I want you to, anything fit for publishing, just put it out there. We're going to do it. It's very, very dumb. All these people that are focusing on the Jeffrey files, very gay and retarded, even though I told you 9 months ago we were going to do it. You said we couldn't do it, but we were going to do it. But now we're not going to do it. Even though we could do it if we wanted to do it, but we don't want to do it. Okay, where's that? Where's that? The You Even Dog and Pony show. So now the big talking point is turned into